Lesson 2.2 is on multiplying and dividing complex numbers. So I'm going to do 15, which is a dividing problem for you, and it looks like this. Okay. One thing that I want you to notice is that it's a binomial multiplied by or divided by a binomial. So when I multiply my fancy looking one, I'm probably going to have to FOIL this somehow. Okay, so let's figure out what this fancy looking one needs to look like. This term right here is the problem, the negative 3i. When I multiply, in order to make it go away, I need it to be a plus 3i that I multiply by. Okay, and that's going to make it cancel out. So this negative 4 plus 3i here in green is called the complex conjugate. Okay, and it's going to make the i's disappear on the bottom when we do that math. And I will do that here in just a second. Keep in mind that it needs to be a fancy looking one, so whatever I did to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So let's start with the bottom real quick. I'm going to build a box and do that multiplication. You can pause the video if you want to try it on your own real quick. Okay, but those are the two things I need to multiply together. 16, negative 4 times negative 3i is 12i. Negative 4 times 3i is negative 12i. Perfect. These cancel each other out already, but I'll wait to do that. And then negative 9i squared. Let's pull these things out. 16 plus 12i minus 12i. Again, they cancel out. Good. And it's minus 9i squared, so it's going to become plus 9. So the entire bottom is just 16 plus 9. So it should be 25. Okay? Now let's do a box over here for the top part, because I need to FOIL him too. Okay, and this is where being comfortable with what we learned last chapter helps here. Okay, hopefully my math there is right. Just multiplied out the top. So I get 8 minus 36i minus 6i. Notice that the i's don't cancel out here in the middle. And that's because the top up here, this negative 2 plus 9i, negative 4 plus 3i, they're not each other's complex conjugate, so it's just like multiplying a regular problem. So this becomes 8 minus 42i minus 27. So I end up with negative 19 minus 42i for the top. So if I zoom this out, I can write that up here at the top, negative 19 minus 42i. Okay, I know that 25 is 5 times 5. I know there's not a 5 in 42, and I know there's not a 5 in 19. So unfortunately, that's my answer. I can't reduce it at all because no one shares a like term. Okay, so the goal of this was to get the I out of the denominator, which we did, and that's because we created a fancy looking one here that allowed us to do that. And then this stuff, this work down here, this multiplying work, is just kind of like a side effect of what the work we need to do in order to get to the final answer. Okay, but there it is for you.